Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is about 6:09 a.m. Eastern Time here, and it is Tuesday. It is the first day of July 2014. Can you believe it already? 6 months already gone out of the year. We are into month number 7. Where is the time going? Today's video update is sponsored by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. And of course, tell them that Southern Indiana Weather sent you. They have that traveling hail team, and they're also PDR Nation certified, so write that number down and give them a call. Taking a look at current radar here, you can see the big storms that moved through Illinois and then into Indiana. That's all sort of fizzled out, and it's moved into Ohio. We do have some rain really back out to our west. This isn't going to affect us as much. What's going to affect us today is actually going to be, as a disturbance gets closer to us, there'll be some rain that'll develop here in Illinois and then push in our way tonight. The question is just exactly how severe this is going to be, all right? Well, one of the things that we've got to take a look at in any situation like that is the cloud cover. Right now, there's not just a whole lot of thick clouds out there. If we were to put the METAR data on, and you would see that it says a few under the sky condition, the one, two, three, four, fifth one down here, you would see a few clouds at 2,000 feet. Low-level clouds is what we're seeing here, in other words, broken to 8,000 feet. So in other words, these are clouds that the infrared satellite just has a hard time detecting, so it may look like it's clear skies. It's not really clear skies out there, though. It's pretty gloomy out there. You've just got some very low-level clouds that the IR satellite has a hard time detecting. But why that's important is if we keep the cloud cover around, then the instability can't go up as high as it would as if we get some sunshine. I do think some of those clouds will start to burn off and move out a little bit, but as we have all of this storm complex push our way again, this rain won't make it to us as much as it's going to be more rain that develops here. I'll show you that on future radar here in a minute. But as these clouds start to push in our way, we call these debris clouds from previous convection that's moving in. Will these debris clouds hang around or will they move out? Well, lots of questions about today. In general, today is not a strong risk for severe weather, but let me go ahead and show you what we've got to deal with anyway. The Storm Prediction Center has put a slight risk, and now remember yesterday they had it from basically Indianapolis southward, and if you were to go back to my Facebook post that I made yesterday evening, where I posted that map from they had from Indianapolis southward. In the text in there, I said that I thought that the action would stay basically in Kentucky, that they would get the brunt of it. And the Storm Prediction Center is agreeing with me here, and you can see that the majority of it is down in Kentucky. They've got just a very little small tip of us of Indiana down into here. If I zoom in, I've overlaid the SPC risk map here in Google Earth so I can show you kind of county-wise, and you can see as I zoom in on here, it really just sort of cuts along to the counties along the Ohio River. And then the brown up here is a 5% marginal risk. So most of us in southern Indiana are in that marginal risk. The slight risk really extending only to just the tier of counties along the Ohio River, with a couple of exceptions. It looks like Pike and Du Bois, Orange, Washington are partially in that 15% risk. The bottom line that you should take away from this, in essence, is the threat today is pretty low. The greater threat is down here into Kentucky. Tornado probabilities, they've actually got us into a 2% even up here. I disagree with that. I don't think we'll see a single tornado around here. I don't see that at all being an issue today. The wind profiles just aren't there to support tornadoes. Severe winds, again, there you can see the probabilities, and severe hail as well. Hail and winds being our main threat. But again, to me, anything is going to be pretty isolated. Let's time it out on future radar. Now, the high-res NAM is getting a little bit aggressive with this as we put this into motion. You can see later this afternoon, here we are about 7 p.m., and it's starting to blow some stuff up to our really to our west and then move the stuff in. I think this is a little late on timing compared to some of what models have been saying in the past. I think that NAM is taking this a little too slow. But it looks pretty ominous as it moves over us. But again, this is a heavy rain threat more than it is a severe weather threat. So keep that in mind. It could be very heavy rain according to the high-res NAM. Now, I think the HERM model has a little bit better handle on this, and it also brings it in a little quicker timing. Let me put this into motion. Her model is only a 15-hour model, but it's the highest res model that we have, so it's very helpful. Here we are by Here's about noon right now. Nothing really going on, but as you go through the course of the day, here's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're starting to see some things pop up. Here's 5 o'clock. Finally, here's 6 o'clock when the model ends. And you see, yeah, there's a little bit of rain starting to blow up to our west, but really you've just got some popcorn thunderstorms here and there firing up. And then eventually, as this all moves in, you can see how the motion of this is moving. So this is all moving in this fashion. Um, I do think that probably by 10 o'clock or so tonight, the majority of the action will be over. We'll keep an eye on that as time wears on today, but I don't think this is going to be a major threat for us. It's not going to be into the overnight hours or anything like that. And again, I think the slight risk, again, it only goes to just a very small portion of our southern Indiana weather counties because honestly, the better parameters are down here, and truthfully, the better parameters really aren't anywhere with this. Wind energy is absolutely subpar. Wind energy, if you want organized severe weather, you've got to have 35 to 40 units or better of 35 or 40 knots or better of wind energy in the upper layers of the atmosphere. Well, the NAM only has us about 25 to 30, and the GFS is lower than that. So that's just subpar at best. Instability is pretty good, especially if we can get some of these clouds out of the way. Usually that's not a concern over the summertime at all, but without the wind energy to support it, you may have a rogue storm or two go severe briefly and then kind of collapse on itself. But without that wind energy to move it along, you don't have the organization to the storms to be able to either organize into a line or be able to stay severe for a very long period of time. It's usually just something that kind of pulses up and then pulses down, and it has very quickly. So again, that's I think what we're going to be dealing with today. It's not going to be anything that's going to be major on the scope, but just be weather aware today is the way to word it today, and we'll go from there. Of course, any warnings or watches as well will automatically post here to Facebook and on our Twitter page at Southern INWX. All right. We'll go to southernindianaweather.com and we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast. Folks, we're going to about 90 today. Sun and clouds mixed. It may be mostly cloudy at times. It may be partly cloudy at times. That's why I went with the sun and clouds mixed today. It's just going to be kind of variable cloudiness over the day. Chance of thunderstorms, again, I've only given it a 30% chance. I might raise that more to a 40% chance, but I'm not entirely optimistic like the high-res NAM is. With just blowing up a massive complex as storm. I tend to agree more with the HER model, where it's going to be just more of dots here and there. I don't think everyone is going to get wet today. Hence, I've only went with a lower rain chance, but that could be raised a little bit as the day wears on as we see how things progress. Either way, about 90 for your high today, so it's going to be another hot, humid day. But then take a look at this. The bottom falls out of the thermometer, sort of. Anyway, comparatively speaking, we go down to a high of 81 on Wednesday. That's going to be refreshing. Thunderstorm chance, isolated chance Wednesday afternoon. It's not a great one. But then take a look at the rest of the week. Thursday, only a high of 75, partly cloudy skies, no rain. Friday, the 4th of July, mostly sunny and pleasant. I'm forecasting 79 on on Friday for the 4th of July. How can you remember the last time we even had a 4th of July that was in the 80 and that was not above 80? This is going to be great weather, and you see even on Saturday it continues the great weather. An isolated chance moving back into the forecast of storms on Sunday and Monday, but still not too bad by any means. All right, that is it for this video update, folks. It's going to be a hot, humid, muggy day with some thunderstorms, and keep it right here to Southern Indiana Weather. We'll have updates throughout the day for you, and again, if anything does happen, the warnings will automatically post, and we'll be here to cover it for you. I'm Meteorologist Michael Wilhite for Southern Indiana Weather. Have a great day, folks. Stay safe and keep it tuned here for further updates.